Hello and welcome back to me ranking old cards in Green Reminders. If you haven't watched my Bobner episode, my ranking system goes from -1 to 3. -1 is a card that actively makes your deck worse, so that's a Bad Benny or a Slimy Jog. 0 is a baseline creature or a single pip that doesn't do a lot extra, something like a Snufflegator or 1/2 Punch. One card is an Amber Pip in a positive effect, like a creature removal or a creature with an ability that is useful or immediate. Good examples would be Gegrrôkŭ, Punch, Anger, stuff like that. A 2 is a really good card, something with immediate value usually, or something that's very hard to deal with, like a Ronnie Wristclocks, Graft, Exhume, stuff like that. And a 3 is a deck maker card like Gegrrôkŭ, Lateral Shift, stuff like that. Really powerful card. Okay, I'm done with Bob now, and I'm moving on to Ekwidon. I decided to skip the Revenants over here, not gonna spoil them for me, I'll see them in a game. Okay, so we have Art Project. Play Unfortunate Opponent's Key. If you do, purge Art Project and your opponent draws 10 cards. This sounds really bad to me. I mean, maybe not, like a 10 card advantage, would that make it a key? Not necessarily. This is like a weird key hammer. Instead of giving the amber, they're giving the cards to produce the amber, so they have to do it themselves. I think that in high-end Archon games, this is not very good. So this would be a discard, and that would make this a -1. That's weird. I think I'm gonna give this a -1. That's the first -1 I'm giving in this set. Azuretooth. Enhance, capture Sloppy. After fight Reap, move each amber from a friendly creature to your pool. Give control of that creature to your opponent. After move each amber from a creature you control to your pool. Give control of that creature to your opponent. Okay, so this can just like get all the amber from that you have captured, but it gives your opponent a creature. That's an interesting effect. I think this is slightly better than the pips themselves are already fairly stronger than a baseline creature, so I'll give this a 1. Bonded Auctioneer. After Reap, destroy an artifact. If you do, its controller gains 1 amber. Scrap, return an artifact to its owner's hand. Yeah, that's better than a baseline creature. Can destroy artifacts. Has a nice scrap effect. That's a 1. Curse of Spontaneity. Treachery. At the start of your draw card step, discard your hand. Holy shit. That like can really screw people up. So no handcrafting. Wow. Curse of Spontaneity. Okay. Wow, that's pretty rough. I'm not sure if I'm giving this a 1 or a 2. This makes your opponent's game like extremely random. And I think this is a 2. Like you put this on your opponent, this really screws up the game plan. It won't be as strong in sealed, but still very strong. Wow, okay. De-escalation. Destroy each creature your opponent archive the top 3 cards of their deck. Yeah, that's a very nice board clear, no chains. Gives your opponent a bit of an advantage. How does this compare to 3 chains from like a gateway? I think pretty equally. I don't think this is like the best board clear, but it's a pretty good board clear. And board clears are good, so I'm guessing the wins of 1. EkwirrЄ's Fulcrum. At the end of each player's turn, they may gain 1 amber. If they do, their opponent draws 2 cards. Well, first it's optional, so people can choose not to use this at all. This gives your opponent the opportunity to play this wrong if they are less familiar with the card than you. So kind of like a gambling den. But at the end of each player's turn, they may gain 1. If they do, their opponent draws 2 cards. It's the end of the turn, so it doesn't do an additional amber to forge a key. I think this is like a baseline card. I'm not sure this does anything positive for any deck. Maybe it combos for something, but on its own, it's just like pretty neutral card with a pip. Elenya the Charming. It goes to your opponent. After you forge a key, give control of your most powerful friendly creature to your opponent. That seems terrible. Why? I mean, if they don't have Ekwidon, you gain control of a creature late. They choose. This is 0. Not interesting. Estate Sale. Play. Purge a non-creature card from your discard pile. If you do, gain 2 amber. Going back 1 second to Elenya, I think like if you play this right before your opponent forges a key, this can be powerful, but that's like very timing sensitive. Anyway, Estate Sale. Purge a non-creature card from your discard pile. If you do, gain 2 amber. 2 amber is nice. Dextinating is nice. It de-escalates your haunted potentially. I think this is better in sealed than in Archon. I think I'll just give this a 0, even though it gives 2 amber. You might want to discard this sometimes, which means it's not very good. I give it a 0. Forbidden Tome. Enhance. Draw. Sloppy Sloppy. Each haunted player refills their hand to 1 additional card during their draw card step. Each haunted player. So this is like a holding mine, holding pit just for haunted players. I think it's pretty symmetrical. So baseline 0, although it has some nice pips. But it doesn't have an amber pip. I place baseline 0. Fortune Reverser. This creature's text box is considered blank except for traits. Play. Destroy all other upgrades attached to this creature. So this is anti-upgrade deck and blanks the creature. This is pretty baseline, I think. I don't think this is very good. I don't particularly want this in my deck. I don't mind it, but it's not much other than that. 3 power, 3 armor, Gegrråkŭ Sapper. Play. After fight, take control of an enemy artifact. Give your opponent control of Gegrråkŭ Sapper. Scrap. Destroy a friendly artifact. If you do, destroy an enemy artifact. So if your opponent doesn't have Ekwidon, this is like a one-time take control of an artifact, kind of like the currency thing. Uncommon currency. Works on play, and if your opponent doesn't have take control of an enemy artifact, give your opponent control. So your opponent will also need to fight with it to get something, and it needs to survive. I think this is pretty good. Take control of an empty artifact, give your opponent. So this is less good than a snack lifter, because your opponent might be able to use it. Still, it is out of control, which is good. But like a power is better. I think this is a 0. A 0? No, a 1. A 1. This is good. In most cases, this would be good. Like, it's worse than a snake lifter, but it still takes an artifact. That's pretty good effect. Grisly Exchange. Put the top 5 cards of your opponent's discard pile on the bottom of their deck. Discard the top 5 cards of your deck. So this makes for like an anti-haunted, haunt yourself kind of thing. I'm gonna guess this is pretty good in the set, so I'm gonna give it a 1. No, I'm gonna give it a 0. I think it doesn't do enough in Archon for it to be meaningful. Historian Li-Darkin. After Reap, each player returns the top card of their discard pile to their hand. Meh. It also works on my opponent. I might want to Reap and not do that. It's not optional. I'll give it a 0. Hoaxpitality. Play. Choose an enemy creature and a friendly creature. Until the end of the turn, the friendly creature's power is equal to the enemy creature's power. Wow. What? Why? Choose an enemy creature and a friendly creature until the end of the turn. The friendly creature's power is equal to the enemy creature's power. Why? No. 0. What a complex card for no reason. I'd rather just textbook me blank and just give me my pip. Incarnation Pod. Action. Choose a card in any discard pile and put it on the bottom of its owner's deck. Choose a card in any discard pile and put it on the bottom of its owner's deck. Scrap. Purge the bottom card of each player's deck. Purge the bottom. That's weird. It's kind of like a random card from the bottom of the deck. I don't know if there are other effects that put cards in the bottom of the deck. But that's a weird scrap effect, a weird purge card. The action is really cool. You can either use it on yourself or your opponent. That's very versatile. I like it. I'll give it a 1. Iron Heidy. While you are haunted, Iron Heidy and each of Iron Heidy's neighbors gets +2 armor. That is boring. 0. Legerdemain. Enhance. Draw sloppy. Play. Return a damaged creature to its owner's hand. If you do, its controller gains 1 amber. That's not good. It's like that Shadows card, but only on damaged creatures. But it has like nice pips. I don't think I'm gonna give this more than a 0. Just a baseline card. I'm not looking for this in my deck. It just is. Market Fluctuation. Play. Each haunted player draws 3 cards. Each player that is not haunted discards 3 cards random from their hand. Yeah, this is nuts. This is nuts. This really screws up handcrafting. If your opponent is not haunted, they just discard 3 cards at random. That's crazy. This card is nuts. Do I give this a 3? I'll give it a 2. I don't think it's quite a 3, but this is very strong. Okay, Midyear Festivities. Choose 9 creatures. Move all amber on chosen creatures to their controller's pools. Destroy the chosen creatures. Why 9? Move all amber on chosen creatures to the controller's pool. Destroy the chosen creatures. Why 9? That's such a weird number. Why 9? It can be a one-sided board clear if your opponent has a bunch of creatures, but if they have a bunch of captured amber, they gain the amber. It's a pretty versatile card. I think it's a 1. I think. I'm not sure. Pen Pal. Action. Exhaust an enemy creature. If you do, each player gains 1 amber. Okay. I might want to do that. This is a baseline creature. This is not a very powerful ability. Permanent record. Play. Exhaust a friendly creature. If you do, steal 2. That's good. That's good. Steal 2 is good, but you need to have a ready creature. It's Ekwidon though, so it does have some creatures that enter play ready, so that might combo nicely. But you might just have to discard it sometimes, or chain yourself, so I'm gonna give this a 0. Generous offers better. Phobivore. This creature gains while you are haunted. This creature cannot be used. So you play this on an opponent's deck and they can't use the creature. But it's situational. While they're haunted, they might reshuffle, so then it becomes live again. But this is kind of bad creature removal, so I'll give this a 0. Put in a spin. Play. Lose 1 amber. If you do, choose a house and discard the top card of your opponent's deck. If that house belongs to the named house, gain 4 amber. Those are pretty good pot odds. Like lose 1, potentially gain 4. I still don't think I'm gonna look for this in the deck, so that's a 0. Wow, so just like stopping right now, there's a lot less 1s and 2s here than in Bob now, which is interesting. Ravening Morphazoid. While you are haunted, Ravening Morphazoid gains poison and skirmish. I don't care. After a fight, after reap, draw a card, discard a card. That's nice. Draw a card, discard a card is nice. It's better than the Logos Mutants, which are discard a card, draw a card. This one is draw first. And this is in a set with a bunch of scrap abilities, and you want to be haunted, so that's pretty good. I think this is like a 1. Rumor-sower. After reap, your opponent discards the top card of their deck. Stun an enemy creature that shares a house with that discarded card. Meh? It's a mediocre reap effect. That's a 0. Sandwyrm. 2 amber pips. 16 power. After fight, shuffle Sandwyrm into your deck. That's like better than a Dust Pixie. And a Dust Pixie is pretty damn good. Because you can shuffle it and you can get it back. If you add like a Sandhopper, you can replay it for amber. If there are other recursion effects, you can replay it as well. And it's big. It can smack something big if you need it to. I'm gonna give this a 2, I think. Security detail. Play a friendly creature and each of its neighbors captures 1. It's kind of like a Sanctum card. It's alright. I think this is like a baseline card. It just captures. Pipkin captures. Siphonapterian. While you are haunted, Siphonapterian gains haunt. Destroy. If it is not your turn, gain 2 amber. That's annoying. It's annoying. It's kind of like the Zavel. And if your haunted has taunt and a 6 power, that's going to be pretty annoying. I think that's a 1. Skreel Swarm. Play. Deal 1 damage to each enemy creature. Scrap. You may archive Skreel Swarm from your discard pile. I wonder if this comes like in multiples, like like Swarm of Rats or something. Oh, it archives itself. So if you scrap it, you archive it. So it's kind of like gets archived instead of discarded if you want to. This is a 0. I don't think this is much. It's like slightly fancier whistling darts. Nah. Soul Exchange. Play. Choose a player. Return the topmost creature from that player's discard pile to their hand. Destroy a creature controlled by that player. Destroy a creature. So they get a creature back from the discard pile. You don't choose. It's the topmost. And then you destroy a creature that controlled. Oh, but you can also play it on yourself. And that might be useful. Still, it doesn't have a pip. I'm gonna give this a 0. 0? Maybe a 1? It's tough to say without playing this. How I think this is kind of reliant on having other interesting cards to use it with. No, I'm gonna give it a 0. If it had a pip, it would be a 1. Tachyon Manifold. Action. Take control. Take another turn after this one. Your opponent draws 10 cards. Purge Tachyon Manifold. So you have enough Ember to forge your last key. This is a key cheat. So at worst, this is a key cheat. Key cheat is good. Is it better than key cheat? Probably not. I think this is a 1. I think this is a 1, yeah. Okay. Technorachnophobia. So you're afraid of technological spiders? Sure, why not? Play, discard the top 10 cards of your deck. If you discard 5 or more cards of the same house this way, steal 2. So like Rogue Operation, but you have to discard 5 cards of the same house instead of 2 cards of the same house. I think that was Operations. Oh, it steals. Yeah, I don't remember exactly. Anyway, oh, let's just check. Rogue Operation. I'm curious. Discard top card, steal 1 for each house represented among discards. Oh, that Rogue Operations is better. I don't know why statistically how much this, but it does nothing if you don't discard 5 or more cards. Oh, it does make you haunted. So I guess that's good. But I think this is still like baseline 0. Situationally good. Tutor Bin-Rillo. Play. Discard up to 3 cards. Your opponent draws a card. Scrap. Each player draws a card. That's not good. I don't think it's actively negative, but it's not good. No. 0. Zavel. Archaeologist in quotation marks. So not really an archaeologist, just like pretend archaeologist. Like, I see. The picture is like Indiana Jones swapping, and Indiana Jones is an archaeologist. In a very vague sense, he's mostly a grave robber. Each time you play an artifact from your discard pile, gain 1 amber. Play. After Reap, you may play an artifact from your discard pile. And flavor text is also a reference to Indiana Jones. That's cute. Master Asp? Why does it have to be Master Asp? Because Indiana Jones doesn't like snakes. Each time you play an artifact from your discard pile, gain 1 amber. Play. After Reap, you may play an artifact from your discard pile. So it plays an artifact from your discard pile, and you gain an amber. That's good. That's at least a 1. Is it better than a 1? Really depends on the artifacts you have in your deck. I think it's a 1. I think it's a 1 in most cases. Okay, that concludes the Ekwidon. We had 1, 2, 3 twos. That's okay. Yeah, thank you for sticking around and listening to this. I will make another one for Geistoid and the other houses soon. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments about my rankings, feel free to comment on the video. Thanks.